Ohayou gozaimasu, Shinchoku. I am Moru, clone of the Shogun, and this is Channel 1 News. We ended up having to combine May with June, but now we have a lot of news stories to get through, since June was much more eventful than May, because May barely had anything. So, let's go, shall we? Our first story, on the 1st of May, Andevia escalates tensions before soon after cooling down. Editing laws like a nuclear program, martial law, gun legality, and a tunnel program that had to be cancelled due to server rules. Now, many people are speculating what this might have led to, but that will be gotten to in a bit. Also on that same day, Andevia has discovered ironwood. We don't know what this is useful for exactly, but I'm sure they'll find a use for it. Also on the 2nd of May, Arcaden has become a daimyo. He is the newest addition to the mod position, and now he has the palace in Wakayama, although has yet to finish decorations. On the 8th of May, a new underground highway system had started construction, although has yet to be finished as it has barely been built, due to the lack of need for it. Nonetheless, it is still under construction ever since the 8th, since we have cars now. We have discovered the car. Yes, now we have. On the 10th of May, a strange, out-of-character thing has happened with the Shogun, as he's now using Twitter? It's not for certain, considering how out of character it is for him, but I have a strong suspicion that it's not as it seems. However, the link is in his About Me page, if you really want to check that out, because I am a bit lazy, so, on the 12th of May, Witzel, or I guess the leader of Andevia, had done a collab with the Shogun, which the videos have each been published on their channels, each perspective of the video. They faced off together in a little building competition, although the results are still yet to be released. Actually, they are on the video, but I haven't gotten the results yet. You can check that out for yourself. Also, on the day after, in more news relating to Andevia, they make their own currency. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I guess someone writing the script forgot to remember that. They forgot to remember to write down the currency name. So, but yeah, still, I think it's like Premier or something. I don't remember. Primidon, I think that's it, right? I don't know. Maybe the Andevian leader can confirm that. But yeah, Andevia has made its own currency, splitting itself off from the Shinchoku yen, violating the Treaty of Yokohama. Also, on the same day, the Shogun has made a declaration in decreased activity as the first heat wave of the summer has hit him. This is mostly because he has crappy low-capacity breakers with living in an apartment. So he has to choose between running the air conditioner or running the computers. And that's at least the case IRL. Just note that's not in-game. On the next day, on the 14th, now going into the channel topics, the first territorial IO time-lapse had been published on the Japanese World Conquest, and it becomes quite successful, now leading to the Dutch time-lapse, and I'm sure there's another scheduled here soon. Also, on the 18th of May, the first food reaction video was published, where the Shogun react to some very horrible cultural appropriation of sushi. Honestly, his reaction was quite interesting. Go check that out. Hopefully, Koru remembers to put some cards up, so you can click those for the videos. So, let's hope that's the case. And anyways, next story. On the 20th of May, the Shogun had created his first Country Ball comic about the emergence of Shinchoku. I'm sure there might be another once some major globe-turning event happens, but I guess we'll see. On the 29th of May, the Albanian war song had become the most popular video. Apparently, being the most popular video on the Overlooked Music series, and of long-form content on the channel overall. Still, the Shogun and many others have wondered what and why this has become so much more popular, even passing up the Drew Wu announcement video. Also, starting out Pride Month in June, the 4th of June, the Shogun went on vacation to see what the Tennesseans are whining and crying about, although no one really knew what it meant when he made the announcement. I guess the Tennesseans are whining and crying about a lot more politically than he thought. Many have speculated that this was some sort of pride event, considering it was near the start of June. But yeah, we're not for certain on anything. Also, on the same day, while the Shogun was away, the first video on cursed territorial images was published and somehow became with the fastest popular video, or at least one of the fastest popular videos, with having a huge incline in the first couple days. And many wonder why this was so popular. My best guess is people just love, being confused, I guess. People love the confusion. Also, on the 7th, Okayama has become the 3rd black rank province, meaning that it was completely maxed out, as the Shogun was trying to urbanize a bit and chop down some of the forests to get rid of some of the forest decorations, so that way they could save on RAM. Because it seemed the server was getting close to maxing out its RAM and was having quite a bit of problems. So the Shogun thought a lot of the forest decorations were probably contributing to the use in RAM. And yes, you heard that right, it's only the 3rd black rank province. It's only the 3rd province to be completely maxed out. But many people wonder why, and that's because we barely have anyone developing on the server. But you can get a active member role as far as the Shogun has reported if you are an active member, especially developing on the server. Also, on the next day, on June 8th, Andevian naval officer Soleimani Al-Qaim was shot. Apparently a rogue Shinchokuin, some sort of Lee Harvey Oswald kind of deal, shot one of the Andevian naval officers. We have no idea who it was, but we are investigating right now, and hopefully we will caught the suspect, as it has worsened relations with Andevia. It's quite a sore spot. So we will find the criminal and probably exile him or put him in some sort of prison. Also, a result of this might have been on the 11th, when Andevia withdraws from the Treaty of Yokohama, finally breaking the alliance once and for all. And of course, this was horrible news, as on the 14th, an anarchist rebellion had started against the government and succeeded. Apparently, Andevia has been given more freedom from ties with Shinchoku, and has been told to basically limit the military on the border. Basically, we can no longer station as much troops within a certain proximity of the Andevian border. The proximity has not been announced, although it definitely does not seem good, as the nation has been ravaged a bit by the anarchist rebellion that the Andevians had probably funded. On the 21st of June, skipping over there, after a poll, Koru, the Shogun, has decided he will eventually try to accommodate a survival option for the future. It has to try to attract more people. He was very hesitant of this, as he just wanted people to be able to build whatever, and just have, have time to build and be productive. He thought that having a survival option would make people less productive, and also that there would be more people than previously thought on that wanted to play in creative. But it seems that he is going to have to accommodate a survival option to get more people on the server. Also, on the next day, on the 22nd, the first Civ 6 video has been uploaded, as Koru played as the Congo, basically trying to spam down a lot of Mabanzas. And, yeah, apparently it did quite well, or at least decently well. Maybe I would have to check the views. Really, people keep forgetting to write shit on the script. Why? Why have you not written the view count down on the script? Bruh, why? Also on the 26th of June, the Ossetine edition of the Overlook music series has become one of the fastest viewed videos also. Apparently, it has also become one of the fastest viewed videos, as it had also reached a pretty big and steep incline. Also, back to some server-related news. The server has now moved, as the Daimyo Doc has started hosting the server from his computer, making him inseparable to the nation, as Eternos has failed to accommodate the server. Many people have saw much benefit to this, as now we have a lot more RAM, as Eternos only provide just a little under 3,000 megabytes, compared to, God, they keep forgetting to add things to the script. As far as I remember, it's about 12,000 megabytes that Doc has decided to allocate to the server. But now, and also the fact that the FPS isn't as bad, and also the fact that no one really has to wait for someone to start up the server. So you can just get on whenever you want now. On 6/29, the 29th of June, Andevia has formed the IAS to counteract LGBTQI plus rights as Pride Month comes to a close. We still don't know what the IAS means. We don't know what the abbreviation stands for, but it seems that it's quite an infringement on the rights. We are accepting many LGBTQI plus refugees from Andevia, if there are any. We'll give them a place to stay, as we have a lot of open housing. And on the last day of June, because it was Pride Month, Shinchoku had decided to upload a video on California dying, trying to spread a meme and or campaign. The Shogun says he wanted to make a more favorably viewed version of the Only in Ohio meme, but it ended up becoming one of the most controversial videos of the Shinchoku channel, with the Shogun stating, quote, "They're just like Wumaos. Once they find you, the cancer just never ends." He eventually had to privatize the video, as it became much of a headache for him, but we still remain unknown as to why he did this, other than making a meme/campaign. We don't know why the campaign part, but, still, it was still reported that it had a very split like-to-dislike ratio, with many hate comments that the Shogun had to delete, as they were insulting the Shogun for either indoctrinating the kids or having some sort of dirty desires. Many have speculated that this was because most of the audience watching was much older, as represented by the age analytics, with many age groups, including 40 and plus, rising quite a bit. Anyways, that's all the stories for this week. This has been Moru with Channel 5 News. Stay safe, everyone, and sayonara.